Hello, my name is Andrea Sheely, and today we are going to discuss Ronnie. Ronnie is our young adult male client. He was recently discharged from the military. He lives at home now with his parents and his siblings. He did experience an injury in the military where he is now paralyzed from the waist down. He does experience depression and symptoms of PTSD from his military experience. So one of the things that Ronnie has vocalized that is important to him is he would like to get his own place. He is, like I said, a young adult male, and he does want to have lady friends over and just live his own life. So he would like to get his own place, but he needs to work on things like IADLs. His mom currently does all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the laundry. He does physically have good upper body strength, good range of motion in both of his shoulders, and he is alert and oriented, but he does have depression and PTSD. So the task we're going to work on today is very simple. We're going to do a laundry task, and I believe he could do the laundry task, but we want to make sure we're challenging him in preparation to get ready to move into his own apartment. If his mom is currently doing all of these tasks for him, does he know exactly what he is doing? Does he know how to put the laundry detergent in? Does he know how much? Does he know the settings on the washer and dryer? These are all aspects that we're going to be looking at throughout the treatment session. Other aspects we would be looking at is the fact that he has a lot to do in his day if he's going to live on his own. So if he has a shower day where he has to get himself in and out of the shower, then he needs to cook himself breakfast, and then he decides he's going to fold some laundry that day. Does he have enough energy to do all of these things? Are we going to be doing these things safely? So that will be another aspect that we will be talking about throughout our treatment session. It's just kind of planning our day, planning and making sure we are going to be safe and we're going to have enough energy to do all the things we need to do. So one of the things we might also talk about is the fact that, hey, do you need all of your laundry washed right now, or would we be better off to do a smaller load where maybe we only have 10 items instead of 25 items? Doing that smaller load, we would have to change the settings on the washer and dryer. Another part of the washer and dryer we might need to look into as occupational therapist for Ronnie is the fact that he cannot stand and do his laundry. So we need those front loader washer and dryers. And we might also want to look at washer and dryers that have on the front instead of on top the settings where he's going to change the water, the temperature, the size of the load, because if he has to reach far forward onto the washer and dryer, we are obviously increasing his risk of falling out of his wheelchair. We might also need to look at his strength. Like I did say, he does have good strength, but it is a hard task to transfer laundry that is wet from the washer into the dryer. So making sure we're talking to him about the best methods, talking to him about energy conservation. So another thing we can do to kind of downgrade or upgrade the actual task is we would have our laundry basket. And to make the task a little bit easier, we might want to start Ronnie off with things like similar items. So if we had towels and Ronnie only folded 5 towels, the task would be very similar. He wouldn't have as much of a challenge as he would as if he was folding other items, for example, like socks, and then next thing you know, he has a t-shirt he has to fold. If we are just doing the similar items of the towel, we're going to make the task easier for him. To make the task a little bit harder, like I said, we might change the items up, might change the weight of the items, the size of the items. So one of the most challenging things I think for folding clothes is socks. A lot of times they end up at the end of the basket. You have to kind of match them. So if he's reaching into the basket, is he safe with that reaching? Is he going to topple forward if he's reaching? Do we need to put the basket onto the couch instead of onto the floor? But does he have enough strength to pick the basket up and put it onto the couch. These are all aspects we need to be looking at and advising him on. That way, when he does go to do this independently and he is living on his own, he's not falling out of his wheelchair, he's not losing his balance, he's not exhausted for the rest of the day. So to make the task easier, I talked about using similar items like the towels. To make the task harder, I talked about using different items like socks versus shirts versus pants. Another aspect we could do as the occupational therapy practitioner in order to make the task easier or harder is forward chaining or backward chaining. So maybe we start the item for Ronnie and then we have him finish folding the item, or in reverse, he starts the item and then we finish the item. We could also do the same with the entire basket of clothes. Ronnie folds the first 2 or 3 items and then we fold the last 2 or 3 items. Just making sure that we are giving him the just right challenge. Another way we could provide cueing or visual aspects to Ronnie in order to make the activity easier would be to fold a similar item. So if Ronnie is folding a t-shirt, we would also be folding a t-shirt, and that way he could kind of follow along with what we are doing in order to make sure that the task is a little bit easier for him. But if we're making it harder, we fold no items in front of Ronnie. He is responsible for figuring out, how do I fold this item? Does this item, match up here and there? We also want to slowly progress. Like we talked about doing the entire task, making sure that Ronnie is able to put the items into the washer, making sure that he is able to start the washer, making sure he's able to transfer the laundry from the washer to the dryer. Is he able to start the dryer? Is he able to get the clothing out of the dryer? Is it too deep? Does he need a reacher? What items does Ronnie need in order to be successful with the IADL of folding clothing? We might also want to help Ronnie create a schedule or a planner. That was another goal I had created for him, but the goal read more for being active in his community. But if we, on the same calendar for his community activities on a weekly basis, put what days he might want to do laundry tasks or what days he might have a shower, we're just building for him and helping him stay organized. With his depression and his PTSD symptoms, it might be difficult for him to organize his day or to be motivated in his day or in his week, especially if he's having a hard week with depression. So that calendar can really show us, okay, Ronnie, this is what your week looks like. On Monday, you're going to have a very busy day because you need to get laundry done in the morning, because in the afternoon, you have to have clean clothing to wear to your AA meeting. Tuesday, you don't have as busy of a day, so that might be your best day to shower. These are all aspects that I think we can talk about while doing our laundry task. Sometimes we kind of talk a little bit better when we're doing tasks. We're not so serious, and sometimes harder issues are easier to talk about when we're doing other things. Thank you. Have a great day.